Hello, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Andrew Kilby and I'm the Exec Director of Finance, and it's my turn to give you an update from the exec team, and as you'd expect I'd want to focus on our financial position and some of the issues that we're facing. It's the first time I've tried to do one of these vlogs, so please bear with me. If I could just start by thinking about where we are and what our current financial position is, and it's good to say that we are in a strong financial position. The year up to March was one of the best we've had financially. We had a windfall from selling properties under the voluntary right to buy. And it's not just me saying that, the credit rating agency and also our regulator have given us a good rating. The banks as well are supportive, and we're just about to complete on a loan with RBS, which will give us 75 million of funding, which will be used over the next couple of years. And it's really important to have that funding because it gives us a bit of a buffer to deal with some of the unforeseen things that might come forward. What we have to accept though is the current crisis is going to have a detrimental impact on us financially. We're particularly worried about what will happen to our arrears. We are going to collect lower rents over the coming months. That's inevitable. We want to support our tenants as much as we can, and we don't want to take action that makes their lives worse. I think it's also going to be hard to let some of our properties, and when we have properties becoming vacant or when new properties are developed, it's going to be hard to let those properties because with social distancing, it's just in practice going to be a challenge. And what that means is we won't be getting the rental income in on those properties that we'd hoped. Having said that, there's probably going to be some delays on development with contractors not on site. Inevitably, we're going to find properties are completed more slowly than we had hoped for. And also when we're selling properties, the property market is likely to take a bit of a crash. The last area we've got some worries about is on care and support, where that part of the business is finding costs are going up quite a lot. We're having to cover shifts and by using agency staff at higher costs, and that's only going to be negative. The way that we monitor this is by running what we call a stress test on our financial plan. So we've worked through our stress test and put our best estimate in as what we think will happen. It's just worth saying it is only our estimate, and at the moment it's really difficult to try and predict what's going to happen for the future. It's probably harder than it's ever been because there's such uncertainty about when we'll ever get back to normal and what normality might be going forward. But we've had our first attempt at it, and what that has shown is that there is going to be quite a hit on our surpluses, and we're going to make this level of surplus that's well below what we saw last year. But importantly, it is going to get to a level which will keep our funders satisfied. We have particular rules and, as they're called, covenants that we must comply with, and we're going to be well ahead of those covenants. And that's a reassuring thing, that's positive, and so it's not something that we have to be overly concerned with, but clearly we need to manage it carefully. The other thing we're hoping is that we can get funding in from other sources and spend less money than we expected. So we're likely to put several staff on furloughing scheme, the government scheme, which means we can recover a chunk of their salary. We're also getting extra money in from Derbyshire County Council, who are paying us a higher rate for the care and support service, which is helpful. And also we're expecting that we spend less money. If we're not out doing repairs, then we're bound to spend less money on maintenance. So we fed all that into the plan, and it looks as if we are going to be compliant with what we have to, but albeit at a lower level than we hoped for. I think what's important is that we're not complacent and that we keep reviewing this on a regular basis, and it's actually something our board are asking us to do on a regular basis, so that we keep monitoring it and try to understand as things become a little bit more certain, we can look at what the impact might be. So the overall message from me is we are going to take a hit, but it's not something we have to worry about hugely, and we have to just take steps to manage it as best we can and to get as much extra resources in as we can. If anyone has any particular questions they want to ask, if they want to contact myself or drop me an email or send a note through to the finance team, we'll try to deal with any specifics if we can. And in the meantime, or if I could say, as everyone is saying, please keep safe, and I wish you all the best.